All right, good listeners of Believe in Your Better podcast. I have this beautiful lady here with me, Rosie Brown, and she is the creator, author, if you will, of the podcast Rosie Rooted and Rising. That podcast is a space created for women over 50 navigating reinvention, healing, leadership, identity shifts, and growth. So she's going to be authentic enough for us to share how she is navigating and reinventing herself as she moves from real estate to podcast creator and actually helping a group of people who sometimes forget that they have more than one identity, right?
That's right.
So, to those who may not know, here is Rosie Brown. Thank you, thank you,
Ooh,
thank you, thank you.
thanks for inviting me. I'm a nervous. I'm just gonna say that off the bat.
And
I'm
that's okay.
nervous.
I am too.
I just got chills from saying that. So thank you for the opportunity to share what I do, which
Hmm.
we're kind of on the same wavelength as far as
Yes,
podcasts and what we talk about. You
yes.
being a professional therapist, me just having my psychology degree, my
Hmm.
bachelor's in psychology, but understand the importance of it and having a therapist myself. So very
Right.
important. Yeah, and I say
Everyone needs a
everybody.
therapist.
I say it, everybody. I tell my family, I'm like, listen, you should all have therapists because it's important to be able to just unload on somebody who doesn't know you,
Hmm.
doesn't know the nitty gritty of you. And so I absolutely think it's important for everyone to have a
Hmm.
therapist. And so,
Right, right. Help you navigate your thoughts and emotions to figure out some new coping methods and to help you make some different decisions.
exactly. And
Right.
so, I use a little bit of that in what I do because my whole life I've always been how do I say it? I've always been a leader, but I mean,
Okay.
innately, I feel. And so, but I've honed those skills over the years. And when I left, I left DIFUS, which is DCP&P in New Jersey, Child Services. Left
Okay.
there after 15 years because it was becoming a toxic environment. And while I loved what I did,
Hmm.
um, upper management just weren't doing their part. And I'm like, okay, I think I've done enough here.
Okay.
And I end up going back to a job where I was at 20 years prior, Camden Housing Authority, and then was laid off of there after only being there a year.
Hmm.
And
Now, is that
so
in New Jersey as well?
it is, yes, that's
Okay.
also in New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey. And so I thought I was going to retire from there because I really only had like 6 years at the time. I think I was thinking it was 6, 7 years or maybe 8 that I had left. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it here. That didn't, no, I was there 1 year and then I was laid off. And so I had
Oh.
to reinvent myself. I'm like, okay, I couldn't find a job with all the
Hmm.
credentials that I had. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have to be an entrepreneur. And I started that journey in 2021. First I have,
So, so
go
go
ahead.
back, go back a
Yes.
step. So now
Mhm.
they laid you off, and you were trying to figure out what's your next step, right?
Correct.
So when you decided to become a entrepreneur, and what gauged that? You went from being a 9 to 5 worker to, hey, I'm going to start my own business.
Because I was forced to do that because I couldn't find a job. I was
Okay.
doing applications, while I was on unemployment. I was, putting applications out, I had some interviews, but no feedback, no nothing. And I'm like,
Hmm.
are you kidding me right now? All these, I mean, I have 40 years experience in work. I mean, 40 years in the
Hmm.
workforce, 40
Okay.
years total. And so I'm like, are you people kidding me? And so I guess my age was a factor. And I'm like, okay, I always wanted to own my own business. I always thought
Hmm.
about being a professional organizer, of homes and things like that, because I was good at that. And so pandemic came and shot that out the water. And so I
Okay.
had mobile notary business that I still have in this new business, which is Rosie's Real Estate Solutions. And what I do now is I'm called the transaction coordinator, a remote position. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the person who does the paperwork and the back end work for real estate agents.
Okay.
And
Is that
so,
like a closer? Because here in
no,
Michigan, okay,
okay.
so walk me through it. That's not
Yes.
a
So
that's not a closer of mortgages, the paperwork.
Correct.
Okay.
So in New Jersey, there's the two agents, the seller, the buyer, there's a mortgage person, there's a title person, and it could be an attorney involved. So I will handle all of those people. So it's all really about the email process. Everything is done by email. I will do
Mm-hmm.
everything, make sure that all everybody involved in this transaction are constantly moving forward. If there's something that's missing, I make sure that I get it. I keep my agent, you know, on the road to closing, and
Mm-hmm.
so really it's really just monitoring the file
Okay.
and making
Okay.
sure everybody involved is on the same track, and so that we can close this file because things happen, mortgages fall through, down payments fall through,
Mm-hmm. Right.
uh, attorneys get involved and just mess up the whole process.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm in a mentorship that taught me this, and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect because that's all I've ever done was paperwork. Oh,
So
and everything.
tell me
Uh-huh.
this. When you said you thought that they didn't hire you because of your age, what do you mind sharing what your age is?
Oh yeah. So now well, actually, I'll be 61 in September.
Okay. Oh,
And
look, that's
so
my birthday month,
Yeah,
September.
September 14th, I'll be 61, even though my show is for women over 50 because I have no experience in 60. So
Mm-hmm.
now I have 1 year just about in 60, but in 50, that's when my transition actually happened in my late 50s. And
Okay.
so I just knew that and again, I always wanted to have a business, but then I was like, oh my God, that means that I got to do all the work. But you know what?
Yes.
And it is, but I also have the freedom to work with whoever I want to. If I don't like the attitude of the agent that
Mm-hmm.
that I meet, or I go to have I guess pitching a agent and kind of see what they're like. I don't have to
Okay.
work with them. I can choose who I work for and
Right.
or who I work with. And at the same time, it gives me the freedom with this particular business. I can work with any real estate agent across the country, any of the
Oh,
50
wow.
states,
Okay.
as long as I know what they do there. And I will study because right now I am focused on New Jersey, and then
Mm-hmm.
my next state is going to be Pennsylvania, and then Delaware. I'm going to stay on the East Coast right now.
Okay.
But that's the beauty. I can pick up and leave and go on vacation with my laptop and just be mobile with this position
But
and with this
okay.
business. And that's what I love about it. I'm not stuck in
Good.
a place. Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Now, now take us through the process of you getting to this point. So it was what, right after COVID or during
So it was
COVID?
right after COVID, yeah. So
Okay.
in 2021, was it for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I left child service in 2021. Then I went. So in 2022 is when I got laid off. I got laid off 4 years ago this month, in this June. And so what ends up happening, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start my own business. And so I had a because I already had an LLC from the professional organization job that I wanted, or business that I thought I wanted. And
Okay.
so I just started thinking about things, and then things started presenting themselves on Facebook. This one young lady, and Tiffany Haynes from Riva Nation. I saw her. I'm like, oh, I love this girl. Oh, she talked
Mm-hmm.
about God, and she talked. Oh, okay, yes. And so I listened to the spiel, and I'm like, I'm in. And so I have been
Now,
working with
Tiffany
them now.
Haynes, does
Haynes,
she work out of Texas?
Texas, yes.
Okay. Okay.
She's becoming real big now.
Mm-hmm.
She just yesterday, Team 34 joined on in her group. And so I'm team 8. So she's just really doing her thing down there. And
Okay.
so I got involved, and I'm learning the process, and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know how to be an entrepreneur. What the heck do I know? Right? Because like you said,
Yeah.
nine to
Yes, I
five.
know that feeling.
Right, 9 to 5. I know 9 to 5 like the back of my hand. So I started searching on the internet. I'm like, okay, I need some guidance here. Then I remembered a group that has been a nonprofit that has been in the city of Camden, New Jersey, called
Hmm.
LIADA. And LIADA provides it's for small businesses. And so
Okay.
they have all these trainings, and I was part of the women's business. Oh my God, wasn't it the women's business association? Oh my God, agency. I
Hmm.
apologize, Laida, that I can't remember the name of my group that I graduated with. So what they did was, so there was, I got to go free. Well, I had to put in $100. That was
Okay.
my buy-in. And so if I finished the program, I get that money back. And so what it was a 9-week program that
Hmm.
taught me everything I needed to know about being an entrepreneur. They brought in,
Really?
oh, it was amazing. It was at night from 6 to 8:30.
Okay.
And before, let me see, for like I said, it was 9 weeks total. The first 4 weeks was 4 nights a week, and then it went down to 3 nights a week. And
Hmm.
it was intense, but they brought in professionals, like, somebody in real estate. They brought in somebody from the IRS to talk about,
Okay.
how you need to be separating your money so you don't get you don't
Oh,
get
right, right.
audited.
Get it up.
And
Yeah.
so, a banking person, a marketing person, and just so many other people who are working in the profession that we should know about, things we
Oh,
should know about.
wow.
It was amazing. And then when
That
they
is a
had
very good connection.
it really is. And I try to get other people, because I joined it when I was still in my mobile notary business, and they helped me figure that piece out.
Hmm.
And that was amazing. And so as soon as I had finished that, that's when Tiffany Haynes popped up in my life. And then I kind of shifted. But again, still having my mobile notary business in
Okay.
Rosie's Real Estate, because what I can do is I can do closings, for real estate, for contracts that are
Right.
closed.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a part of it. So it all fits in perfectly.
Good.
And so, yeah, so I got the education I needed to become a confident entrepreneur. And so, things really started getting better because I had a better understanding.
Hmm.
And then
And that's important. I
it
want you
is.
to expound on that a little
Mhm,
more, the clarity of it all. So here you are unemployed and you get
mhm,
the idea to become an entrepreneur, start up your own business. What
mhm,
Tell me what type of negative self-talk that you had, because think about it. We got people listening who they're not having confidence within themselves to make that
mhm,
move, to take a leap of
mhm.
faith. So, talk about some of the negative points that was trying to pull you back.
It's It's so funny you say negative, because I'm such a positive person.
Okay.
I'm a real positive person, and that started in my 30s. And
Mm-hmm.
so I always knew I was good enough. I
Okay.
see, I know me, and I'm like, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that.
Okay.
So the one negative thing, and what I'm going to say, because somebody said to me, "Oh, so you're a jack of all trades and a master of none." It was negative the way they were saying it to me. It was a negative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, I don't see it as a negative, because
Okay.
I feel like I'm a chameleon sometimes, because I can go
Okay.
into
You can
any, and
adapt.
I had, right, I adapt very well and very fast. And so, getting older, I'm like, okay, I want to focus on one thing. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I've done. And so if nothing, it taught me how to just focus on where I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can do this, I can do marketing. I don't want to do marketing. That's not, I can do it, but it's going to take me a while to do it.
Right.
Whereas with the TC work, I'm good at systems. I can put a program into place. I use different apps and different software for what I know, for what I'm doing. And
Okay.
so it did talk. So the negative talk, I guess, was, that person saying, "Oh, you're a jack of all trades and a master of none." I'm like, yeah, okay, but I can do a lot of different things, where only you can do this. And so I guess so there was really not a lot of self
Negative
negative talk.
self-talk.
It was
Okay.
just, somebody putting that on me. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't care what you
You're
say.
not accepting it, huh?
Nope. And so
Right,
faith,
right.
yeah, faith also plays a big part. My faith has increased. And I know, I don't want to get, religious or anything,
You
but
can
I
get
do have
religious.
faith.
Look,
Thank you.
no, no, look, this podcast is because I'm
Yes.
being
Okay.
obedient to God's instructions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yes,
Thank
ma'am, you
you.
can give God
I
praise if you want
appreciate
to.
that.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, amen. Because without him, none of this is possible. And I
Right,
have
right.
struggled. The last year has
Our
been a
gifts,
lot.
we didn't create our gifts.
There you go. That's right.
He
He put this
created our
in us.
gifts.
Yep, he put
Yes.
this in us. And I tell anybody I talk to, I'm like, listen, there's something in you. There's a thing in you that you are good at. You just have to pray on it and have God bring it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew my gift. And so then meeting Tiffany, and she just, oh my God, that girl, her faith is amazing. And she has such a faith that she has, like, again, she's just put it out there. And I'm like, okay, this is for me. This young
Mm-hmm.
lady right here and everything she's
Mm-hmm.
speaking, this is where I'm supposed to
Yes,
be.
very focused and strong.
Yes. And so as
Yes.
soon as I had finished my program at LAEDA, that same month, I think it might have been a week later, that's when I met Tiffany online. I'm like,
Okay.
okay. And so my whole and of course everything I learned just shifted to what she was teaching and the mentorship that I was in and I am still in as an alumni because
Okay.
this group I'm like I'm here and I'm here for the long haul with them because there's
Good.
just so many people and so many good things happening in there. So there was no self-talk, just somebody trying to put some negative into my life. I'm like, nope, nope, because I know
Okay.
what I'm capable of.
Okay. All right. So now at this point, your kids were they're adults and had
I
already
have one
moved
daughter.
out.
I have one
Oh,
daughter.
you just have
Yes,
one. Okay.
I just
I don't
have
know
one
why I
daughter.
thought you had a daughter
Stop.
and some boys.
No, I have a stepson, so I do. So
Okay.
you know what? I'm sorry. I do. I have a stepson. And yeah, my daughter, she'll be 36 this year. I'm like, I don't know
Okay.
how she got that old, but yes, so I didn't have to worry about her because she has an established career, established job, so she
Mm-hmm.
is good. So all I have to worry about is myself. And
Okay.
so that transition, it took a lot because I just knew I was going to get a job. And when I didn't, I'm like, okay, what we doing? What we doing? What we
Right. Now,
doing? And
did you
so
think something was wrong with the industry or um you know how sometimes people think, well, it's saturated, so I can't get in. But
I mean,
as you made it seem, hey, no, I was supposed to be in a different direction.
I was, and I've always, yeah, I did my time. I did my time,
Okay.
and I could have gone back to DCPMP, but I'm like, God took me out of there. He knew it was time for me to go, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to put my faith in Him, and
Okay.
and I did, and when I
Yes.
did, I'm just like, okay, God, I'm right here. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, and that's how I thought. I'm like, let's do this. And I said, you didn't bring me this far for me to have to go backwards. I know you did.
Mm-hmm.
I know you didn't
Right, right.
because this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to help people I'm here to help real estate agents build their business. And so
Okay.
people don't see it that way. They're like, how are you making how are you helping them build their business? Well, because some agents get overwhelmed with the paperwork and lose, some things don't close because some files don't close or contracts don't close because they miss a deadline, they miss this, they miss that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they
Right.
don't see the importance of me off the bat until
Until
we
they
have that
need you.
conversation. Right. And so me taking their paperwork allows them to go out and build their brand and get more clients and close more files
Okay.
and some more contracts. And so I feel that's my calling right now, helping other people build their business while I'm building mine. And
Okay.
so it's a two-way street for me because I love helping people. And sometimes that got me in trouble at work because I'm always helping other people. And it's like, okay, Rosie, you need to do your,
Your part.
go sit down over there and type your notes up. And so I would do them at night, whatever. But I have a calling to help people always. And
Okay.
I've always done that.
So tell me this, how did it um, become into your your path or your idea of helping, you created the podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Because, and it's funny because during COVID, I bought me this little set, this little podcast set. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
I want a podcast, and this was before I met you. This is years
Hmm.
before, and that's something I was wanting. I'm like, oh my God. I was just I have just had too much going on, and still working full time and trying to do whatever I was trying to do at the time. But I
Hmm.
knew I wanted a podcast, and so then that just like, okay, that was that had to go on the back burner. And then David Shands, here he goes in my emails, and I'm like, well, what is this? And so I heard him. I'm like, oh my God, he can help me. He can help
Right.
me do this.
Right.
And so, of course, I hesitated in doing anything for the first not 7 months. I mean, I was listening and I was doing the things in the system,
Hmm.
but I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't actually sitting down and trying to create anything until one of the people, Nella, she was like, you just got to do it. And it's another young woman in the program
Right.
too. And then I met you and Win, and I'm like, okay, I need to do audio because I don't have the editing capacity. I don't have the money to allow somebody to edit for me. I'm
Hmm.
still growing my business, so my pennies had to stay in my pocket as long as they can, as long as it can.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, you know what? Her Nella, she was doing audio. I'm like, oh, I can do audio only. She was like,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Right.
like, cool. That's where I'm going. And so of course I want to at some point be, like you are live or not live or yeah, live and in person and video and
Yeah.
being able to see people. And so at some point I'll get comfortable enough to do it. Right now I'm not comfortable. And
Hmm.
so I think I'm going to be comfortable after this because I don't look too bad here, right?
No, you look
I don't look too bad
nice.
here.
No,
And
you look nice.
so
And then look, your look is your look,
that's
right?
it. That's right.
So
That's
you
right. That's
you get
right.
to decide. That's the beauty of it. It's your
Yeah.
podcast. You get to
Yeah.
decide the look, the feel, right?
Right.
So now tell us though, what is it that you want for people? What I want to say? What is your content about? What do you want people to grab a hold to on your podcast?
Okay, that's a great question. So I want people to understand that even though they have been kicked to the ground,
Mm,
get your butt up because I don't sit, I'm gonna let you sit a week in your misery and you are allowed to do that. You can be
right. Look
sorry for
and
you
reflect.
sorry for your right, sorry for yourself and you right. Get it all out the system and you be like, all right, let's go. Let's get up and let's keep moving forward. And so I was kicked down because I got laid off from a job I thought I was going to retire at because I only had a handful of
Hmm.
years. And so I'm like, what? What?
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, well, let's see. So I want other women to know that yes, life is well, we as women know life isn't easy. That's an
Hmm.
automatic for us.
Right.
We
Right.
know the struggles and everything that we have to do, which is 5 times more or 10 times more as to any man. And so we always have to just get up and move
And
forward.
yep, keep it
Right, and
moving.
keep it
Keep
moving.
it moving.
Absolutely. And so I want other women to know, women in their 50s or getting ready to be in their 60s, to understand that if you want to do something, you can do it.
Right.
You just have to put your mind to it and just figure it out or get somebody or
And you
get
don't need
online.
permission.
Yep, you sure don't.
You don't need permission. It's
And
not
you
like
have to,
in the 60s where you had to
that's right.
get permission from this entity
About
and your spouse. And is
about
it
it.
okay if I do this? Mm-mm.
Hmm.
All
Nope,
you
you
gotta
don't need
do,
that.
look, all you gotta do is take this thing and do
That's
what
right.
you're gonna do.
That's it. Absolutely. You can video
Do what
on
you
off the
want to
phone.
do.
Right.
Hmm.
And so in doing all that, the biggest thing that I emphasize in my audios is boundaries and how important they are because we are so good and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, yeah, I can do
Yeah.
that. Oh, yeah, I'll volunteer for that because I was good at that. Oh,
Hmm.
I'm like, absolutely, I'm there. And then I'm like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then I saw where I was at, and I'm like, okay, I have to now worry about me right
Hmm.
now. My daughter's good, my family's good, everybody's good around me. I need to take care of me. And
Mm-hmm.
so therefore I had to set boundaries, and boundaries aren't comfortable for other people because they've had access to you for so long. And
Mm-hmm.
when you say, I'm sorry, I can't do that, they're confused. And so it's like, okay, so but you can't feel guilty about their feelings because
Right,
it's
right,
their feelings. And so I just want women to know that, you know what, you don't need permission, you don't need to ask for permission. You don't have to explain everything to people. You're all you have to say
mm-hmm.
is no, because no is a complete sentence.
Right.
And so
Now, for the people who they like that, some people they will set boundaries, but
mhm,
if they get pushed back, they succumb to the
yeah.
request. And so, for some people listening, I often tell my clients, you have to be true to you
Exactly.
first. You
Okay.
have to understand who you are. Understand what is that compulsion to please all of these different people and put yourself on the back burner. Yep, it probably did start when you were a kid. And
Sure.
now, but now
Mhm,
you're a grown woman, an adult
mhm,
who has grown kids,
mhm,
or like you said, you're coming to a pathway. It's like, what do I do? I just got laid off. They
mhm.
shut down the company. A lot of people lost their
Oh,
careers
yeah. That's
during
right.
COVID. So
Hmm.
now, if my identity is not very clear, how
Hmm.
do I move?
Hmm.
How
Right.
do I restructure?
So
So
like you said, you have to sit with yourself. You got to figure out
yes,
what is it that you
and
want,
absolutely.
and
What
reflect
do
on
you
that.
want?
All right.
What
Out of
does
life.
it look like? What steps do you have to take to get over to that side? You
Exactly.
have to do some self reflection.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then and then get online and be like, okay, once you're clear, s- once you're clear, now you can move strategically. Now you can, okay,
Absolutely.
so I need this. So now I need this. Just like I knew there was something missing because I'm like, I've never been an entrepreneur. And so, and
Look, you
nothing
did
was
better
for
than
me.
me, so to speak. Yeah, that's why I joined the mastermind with
Right.
Eric Thomas. Yes,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I, like you, well, no, I actually retired
Okay. There
and
you go.
I
Okay.
gave the state of Michigan 25 years and
Mhm.
I already had my degree for counseling. I knew I wanted to do that,
Right. That's
but
all.
all of the structure part,
Hmm.
nope, I didn't know that. I didn't
Hmm.
know how to put it together. And I learned some things about myself. So, and that was at 60, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So,
Always
hey,
learning.
the field is open, the road is clear. You just got to get to stepping or
That's it.
driving or
That's right.
walking. Look, riding a
Riding.
bike,
Yes.
movement. That's what it
Yeah.
is. It's
Forward
movement.
movement. Absolutely.
Yes.
Forward movement because any one of
Hmm.
us, I didn't see myself here at 60. I figured, okay, I'm going to retire and then I can start something else. That none of that happened. And so, but I always knew if when while I was working, I'm never going to retire because I love what I do. And so,
Hmm.
especially now, I love what I do. My company, I finally, almost 2 years out, I finally got my first client in my business, and that took because I had was more consistent in the this last year than I was in the other 2 years because I
Okay.
had to be. So consistency definitely plays a
Yes.
part in doing this and doing and if you're
Yes.
going to be an entrepreneur, you have to be consistent. And so that's not to scare anybody
No,
because
just let them know the elements of it.
the elements
Hmm.
because it's but it is it's a freedom to being an entrepreneur. Yes, you have to do the work, but you have the freedom. You can sit on the beach, whatever it is that you want to figure out, you can do that from
Hmm.
anywhere as an entrepreneur, because you don't have to go to an office every day,
And
so you can
report
move
in.
around.
Well, you
Yeah,
have to report in for
to
yourself,
yourself.
but
That's right.
the stress of it all, you got to ask yourself, well, can I take these 2 days? How can I
Hmm.
maneuver it through as opposed to someone telling you you work from Monday to Friday,
Hmm.
8 to 5.
That's right.
You have 30-minute or an hour break.
Right. My daughter. I'm like, how's it going over there, girl? Because yeah, so there is a freedom to it, but
Yeah,
if I
but it
knew
is a lot of work.
it is a lot of work, and if had I
Hmm.
known this was what entrepreneurship was, I would have done this 30 years ago
Okay.
because there's just so many things, and now is there still so many things you can do as an entrepreneur. I mean, I see people, I'm like, what? That's a job or what? That's a career. And
Mm-hmm.
people are so smart. They think outside of the box. And so
Mm-hmm.
I admire that about a lot of people. And so I tell people, listen, I got the degrees. Did they do anything for me? Well, educationally, yes, I can, I can speak in bigger circles. But
Okay. That's a good
honestly,
outlook too.
it is. It is. I mean, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I did get the degrees. I thought I was going to move up within DCP&P. That didn't
Okay.
happen. I'm like, okay, well, that's okay. Because I always wanted my master's anyway, so I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thing. But it also opens up because again, I can speak to people in bigger circles and not feel uncomfortable because I might sound uneducated or I might sound whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
everything that I've learned has always is always for a benefit. And
Okay.
so, I just love learning. I love
Good. Now let me ask you this. Um, what is, and maybe you don't have one, but
it.
do you have a mantra or a certain belief that lifts you up when you might feel sluggish or like second thoughts? Maybe I don't want to do this.
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I give I pray every morning
Okay.
and that is I'm always looking for guidance and I'm like, God, guide my steps today.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess that's my mantra, guide my steps today, because if you just wake up with no intention every day, you're not going to get a whole lot done. And
There you
so
go.
I
Mm-hmm.
have a list of things that I have to do every day, but you should always work on what's going to bring you money because as an entrepreneur, you have to make money to survive and
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. But I ask for that extra prayer from him because sometimes, I get sidetracked. I can go, I'll tell you, I have 50 things and I can just try to do all 50 things at one time, but I pick the top three that I need for that day
Mm-hmm.
and those are the things that I work on. But again, with his guidance, I'm like, guide my steps today. And
Mm-hmm.
so having that mindset and taking the time in the morning just before it's at 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock, I start that whole sitting alone, in prayer, doing prayers and then just reflection. And then I also do the Miracle Morning
Oh,
and so I'm on day what, 1165, I think today, as of today.
Miracle Morning is
Yes.
that's with
Oh, what's his name? I can never
yeah,
remember names. Oh my
and
God.
he has a acronym. Is it called Savor?
Savers.
Yeah,
Savers.
yeah,
And
yep.
God,
I
and I
read
do
it.
it every morning. You think I would remember his name, right? Oh my gosh, that's a
Right,
travesty. I'm so sorry
because
that I can't remember his name right now. But it's a great app. It's a
hmm
great community. I was more involved before, but life gets in the way. But I still do it every morning. Every morning I do it. And oh my gosh, why does it bother me that I got to remember his name before we get off. But I think you have to have
Miracle
structure.
Morning. It
Miracle Morning.
is his name
Thank
is
you.
Hal
How?
Elrod.
Oh,
Yes.
you'll kill me. Oh my gosh, because what I was thinking of James Clear. I think his Atomic Habits, another
hmm
great book. And so
So
I
yeah,
like that.
that's something easy and
Yes.
you know formidable.
Yes.
It doesn't take a lot of work for you to
It
do
doesn't.
it.
Every
Um,
morning you take that, 15, 20
hmm
minutes. And if you're
hmm
rushing, they have, you can do it for 6 minutes. And so,
hmm
but as long as you do it
Being
every day,
intentional with it. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
be intentional and consistency. And so, yeah, I forgot the question, but I think I answered it,
Yeah.
because I'm just like,
Because people oftentimes think that just because they started that's the fuel. But
mm-mm,
no, you need different
every day.
things to keep you grounded in your decision
Right.
every day throughout the day.
Mhm.
You might
Throughout the
start
day.
your day off in a slump. like not sleeping well the night before, or you wake up with a headache or something, and it's like, I want to go back to bed.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have
Nope.
some obligations for yourself
Exactly.
to
Mm-hmm.
complete. Okay. So you need some additional spiritual help.
You
And
do.
that's where that comes in.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Every morning,
Absolutely.
have my
Yes.
coffee and I listen to my, the different things that I have going on. I love Joyce
Hmm.
Meyer, one of them. And
Hmm.
then I just have, you just have to, manifest her daily. She's another one that I listen to. And Proverbs.
Hmm.
Proverbs. I listen to Proverbs every month. Every month I got Proverbs on
Okay.
because it's how we live our life. It's how we should be living our life. And so,
Yes, yes, yes. Through
that,
that guidance.
mm,
Well, let the listeners know where they can get in touch with you. Let them know
okay.
about your podcast and your
Yes.
website if you have one.
Yes, so my website is Rosie's Solutions because I had to
Okay.
cut that down. www.rosie's apostrophe not plural s so it's plural Rosie plural solutions so it's Rosie's
Mm-hmm.
Solutions.com, and then my podcast is Rosie Rooted and Rising. I'm on YouTube and I also put it on Spotify and Apple
Okay.
Podcasts. So, and you'll see that I've changed, which they tell us not to, but I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want. I changed my
Your
thumbnail and the
thumbnail.
background.
Okay.
I changed all that because I don't know why I didn't stick to my colors are navy blue and gray and white. And then I just went and did a whole nother color for my podcast. And I'm like, that's not me. And so I
Okay.
was
Because I was
able to
gonna say I thought
yeah,
your podcast was like a
I
rosy
think
looking
it,
color, isn't it?
yeah, but it
Oh,
wasn't me. I'm like, this is not me. So I
oh,
went
really?
back.
I like that.
So, and it was okay, but I'm like, oh yeah, but I
Because I
didn't
thought it
feel
went
like
with
it
your
was me.
personality.
Yeah, but I love my blue, and if you look, I love my new thumbnail. I had
Okay.
somebody do it, and Fiverr is great. It is great. It is great to
Mm-hmm.
get good quality
Tool,
for
yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Very, yeah.
and so yeah, so those are the two places I'm at. If you need a TC, a transaction coordinator, listen, reach out to me. I'm in New Jersey, but I'm learning different states, and you never know. You never know who
Excellent.
you need. Yeah, and so I forgot to mention too, within my real estate, I went ahead and took that New Jersey exam to become a real
Okay.
estate agent, and I
Uh-huh.
passed it. But so
There
so
you
now
go.
there's another
I
certification that
remember you were studying when you were saying,
yeah.
I'm studying for this test.
Oh my God, it was awful, but I
Oh
passed it.
no.
I passed it on the first try,
There you go. There
and
you
I never
go.
have to do that again.
All
And so that was
right.
just to add value to my company, not so much to
Mm-hmm.
be an agent because I do not want to be an agent.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives me just more value to my business. Having my title insurance license, my real estate license, my
Okay.
certification as a TC, and a mobile notary. And so everything is nicely packaged in the real estate world. So I'm excited
Good,
about
good.
that. Yeah. So thank you. I appreciate you allowing me to speak freely. And
Yes.
uh,
Yes. And I enjoyed you. I love your
thank you.
energy.
I thank you. Oh, you know what? That must be true because I hear a lot of people say that. So
Mm-hmm.
when you say that, then now I know it's true because you said
Yeah.
it. I
You're
appreciate
very
that.
energetic and you're very uplifting. You
Oh,
know,
thanks. And
you're
that's
like
that's
our cheerleader.
and
So,
that's what I
yeah.
and that's what we should be to other people
Right.
because I
Right.
don't have I will share all my information and people were like, well, why would you do that? I'm like,
Why not?
because what good is it for me to keep it by
It's
myself?
and
I'm
it's not
like,
a secret.
it's not. But some people, that's the people that I worked with before, which is why I had to get out because
Okay.
even though I'll give you all my information and you're never going to do it like I do it.
Right.
So I'm not, why should I worry about that? So
Right.
share
Right.
information. If you don't get anything else from this, whatever knowledge you have, share it
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many people looking for ways to connect. And if you can share something with somebody, do it. Do it.
Right. Right.
So I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you again.
Miss
Thank
Rosie.
you, Miss
Thank you.
Dana. I had a great time, and I love that background. I've got to figure that one out.
Yes, yep, it's on Zoom. You just gotta
I'm going
poke
to check it
around
out.
in there. Yes.
I
Yes.
will. Thank you so much.
All righty. So, all right, good listeners. So hopefully you got some information Always, you can get in contact with me at letstalkwithdanabell.com, or you can put some comments in the comment area for the podcast. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have some suggestions for some topics, please leave it. All right, take care.
Take care. Bye bye.